Innocent until proven guilty. And please remember that an accusation is not a conviction. Let's say it again. Innocent until proven guilty. And please remember that an accusation is not a conviction. Welcome back to SouFLoTV again, everybody. It is your host with the most. Listen, I didn't want to do a third morning or third live discussing CMR and his issues that he has going on. However, I realized that a lot of people are interested in the topic for whatever reasons they are, right? I guess it's just a salacious topic. So here is another update. We first did a live when we heard that he was arrested, and we explored his charges, and we broke down with a law book definition of what he was charged for. And then, of course, yesterday when we went live in our normal morning live, that was a big part of our discussion as well, as we also updated you and told you that bond was set at $7,500. This morning, we're doing another update, and the next update says that he is no longer in custody. He has been released from custody. People keep asking, what did CMR do? What happened? What happened? No matter how many times we say it. He was actually charged with lewd and lascivious molestation. Lewd and lascivious molestation on a victim who is between the ages of 12 and 15 is what it said on the government site where they list their most recent arrest or arrested persons, right? Now, with that said, we hop over to Yard Hype. Yard Hype says Jamaican vlogger Cushane Damaya Carter, which is his full name, widely known as CMR, is no longer at the Orange County Correctional Facility. Following his arrest by the Apopka Police Department, officers on November 2nd in Orange County, Florida. That's when he was arrested. A search of the Orange County Corrections detainees list website on Monday revealed that he was released from custody and is out. The 35-year-old was in custody. However, a bond was set for $7,500, of which we explained before that you pay about 10% at a minimum, which would only be $750. And then, of course, you have to pay the rest of that money off to the bonds people. However, that would allow you to walk out. A lot of people are saying it couldn't have been such a serious case anyways if they had set the bond so low. Now, the thing about that is this. The only way they set your bond like super high, they set your bond super high if violence is involved. And if they believed that you are a danger to the wider public, then they'll set your bond like super high, right? If it's a murder accusation and they have proof that they could say beyond the shadow of a doubt kind of proof, they would set your bond super high. Now, in this case, his bond was set pretty low. And of course, it is rumored that his wife, Chrissy, is the one who went and bailed him out. The picture that they used, I don't know if this is the picture of him she picking him up. I highly doubt it, that this is a picture of her picking him up from the facility, because he doesn't look like he is fresh out of jail, you know, and she's smiling too much. So I'm highly doubting that that's what it is, even though it gives an air of that is what it is. A court hearing was set. He attended his court hearing, obviously, and soon after, he was released. Although it says that details about his release have not been made public as yet. So, like I said to my audience before, when a protection order is taken out on somebody, like we were able to go back to 2021 and read what the protection order said before, following his name and his wife's name. And the protection order had specifications like he was not to come within 500 feet. He was not to have any contact with, not even by text, not even by phone call, not even by sending a message through a third party. He was not supposed to have contact with anybody who shares residence, lives in the same house as the wife, etc., etc. It's the same way there are details out here on his release conditions. A lot of people were concerned for obvious reasons because a lot of people were jumping to conclusion, of course, and rumors get out. And this is social media. We live in a social media age. And some people were saying, oh my God, it's his daughter. And I hope it's not his daughter. I was one of them that was saying, I hope that that's not the case, right? Well, if his wife, Chrissy, went to go pick him up and pay that bail, that bond, obviously it's probably not his child that was involved. Now there's another story floating around out there that he works as a substitute teacher or he works at an educational institution and that it was one of the children from that educational institution where he works that is involved in this case. Neither of which I have confirmed. Y'all know how we do over here, right, at SouFLoTV. So I will quickly say neither of which we have confirmed. We're just telling you that because you might run into this information out there on other sites, none of it has been confirmed to be true or factual. So when we get the proper information about the conditions of his bail, then we will let you know. What we do know for sure is the status of the case as where the case was put. And we explained to you on previous video that he would be released and some investigations would be taking place in the meantime. So he will have a date in court again. This is not the end of his situation. On Sunday, his name was present in the search results regarding inmates at OCC as it was shown, and then when you went to check, he was no longer in their database, no longer in the system. According to Yard Hype, CMR gained his popularity for engaging his followers in content that he created surrounding dancehall music and his family life. And he was very active on social media leading up to even the days before his arrest. His last YouTube post 4 days ago featured a review of a song called by an artist from dancehall called Intense. On the other hand, he posted on Instagram 5 days ago showcasing a moment with his wife Chrissy, and the post was captioned by saying, "Spending the day together, wow. Just having you with me at real_Chrissy just made the whole day feel different. We should more often. Hashtag married life. Hashtag couples goals. Hashtag FYP." This recent incident isn't his first legal challenge or run-in with the law. We've already been over the situation where they were arguing in 2021. According to the police report, they were arguing all week about financials, right? And it said in the report that Chrissy was trying to get some money from him from an account that they share, a joint account, so she could pay the bills. And he refused, and they argued, and somebody hit somebody, and he admitted to the police that he had slapped her in the face twice on her left side. I'm just going off the report from the police thing. But that was from 2021. They made amends. Chrissy wrote a letter, which I also read, because they gave us that too. It's public information. She basically said to the judge, listen, we got 4 girls here, and my husband is a good man. He's not violent. He has never been violent to me or to the children. I don't feel threatened for my life. We're just going through some things, and we are seeking counseling to get better in our marriage. And that was 2021. And it seemed like they've been working on their stuff, right? But then came the cheating rumors the other day, which, again, a lot of people have said, after the cheating stuff, I stopped watching them. I stopped watching them because her body language always looks off, and he always looks like he is just too overbearing. That's what one person said. I myself have said I've never watched their content. And it's not out of any disrespect, it's out of just being busy with my own content and my own things I have going on in my own life. I've just never sat and watched their stuff. However, I do wish them all the best, right? As a couple, she seems like somebody who is going to take her marriage vows serious, and she's going to ride or die for her husband. And that's one of those cases. I just hope that she doesn't die while riding, right? But that's none of my business here or there. What a grown woman wants to do is choices of her own. Now, back to his charges, though, which we know to be factual now. For those of you who are asking, can he stay in the house? Now that he is out, is he back in his home with his own family, with his own daughters, etc.? And I'll say this. I know that once you are charged, arrested, and charged, and investigation is pending further, before another time when you have to go back to court for possibly a sentencing, if it's a crime that's alleged that you were involved with minors, you are not going to be allowed to be around minors. And one thing I know for sure is they're not going to move the kids out of that house so you're comfortable in it. So it's probably safe to guess that he is not allowed to be in the house around his own children, right? So I'm guessing that also there probably would be like supervised visits set up by the state and a bunch of other things going on because children are involved one way or another. It's said that the victim is a child and the alleged victim is a child, and we also know that he has children at home. So one way or the other, children are involved, and that's what we're going to be looking at moving forward. Now, there are a lot of people out there throwing their speculations in the ring, thinking, man, I wonder if his wife knew about all these things and she's not saying anything. And somebody said this morning, she seems like the type to actually even cover it up for him if she knew that that's what he was doing. Me personally, I'm not going to say all of that. I'm not going to say any of that because I know the ramifications of such accusations. So I'm just going to keep it a buck, 100 straight, and say it like this. The charges that he is on, those are serious charges. I'm going to keep on paying attention to see what is published next so I can bring it to you. Mainly, we are looking for the details of his bail. And then, of course, when is a court date set for him to return to court and the update for that. As we know, the court system sometimes moves slow. So that's where we're at with that. And in the meantime, I take no pleasure in doing these types of stories. It's just the nature of the business. It comes with what we do, and we're covering another story. I wish them all the best. I hope sincerely that the accusations are false and he can actually work his way up out of them. But if they are proven to be true, then that's a whole nother story, and we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. So I don't want to do another live chat about CMR. So I'm leaving you with this recorded video right here. Leave your comments in the comment section below. Answer me this question. If your husband was in CMR's position, accused of what he is being accused of, would you stick by him? Would you be the one to pay his bail, go pick him up, stand by your man? Or would you cut ties with him and let him fight this on his own? I'll catch you in the comment section and I'll try to answer as many comments as possible. Leave your comments and I'll see you then. Hit that subscribe button. I'm out. Peace.